Hey guys, if you're getting this battery protection active during parking, it means your battery is dying. So today I'm going to show you how to replace the battery on a Cayenne Turbo 958. Most of these other 958s are similar or the same. Sorry about my voice, it's just starting to come back. This is the replacement battery that we are going to be using. All right, ironically, if you need to replace your battery, you're gonna have to move your front seat, so you're gonna need power if your battery is dead. Here, you pull this little clip off, you open this up, there's your positive terminal. You got this little bar sticking out over here for your negative terminal, so you can hook up another battery or supply of power, 12 volt here, so that you'll have enough power for this next step. I got one of these guys on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It is a battery charger, but it can also act as a power supply. So I use it a lot during coding, but also in times like this when you want to replace a battery, but not lose all of your presets and all of the learned functions from your car, so you don't have to redo all of those. So I'm going to connect the positive over there first. Connect the negative over here. So when the battery gets disconnected, the car will still have power. All right, just gonna plug this guy in. I'm gonna switch it over to power supply and hit start. So it's gonna start supplying the car with power. Step number one, vacuum your carpets for this video. But then really what you're gonna have to do is move your seat backwards. And you're gonna see right here, there's a little plastic cap covering a screw on both sides. So we're gonna remove this cap. A little screwdriver or trim removal tool should probably do the job here. Just get under it, pop it off. And when we put it back on, we'll just snap it back into place. All right, so you can see that there is all right, so you're gonna need this special set. Porsche uses it a lot. It's called a triple square. Let me show you what the end of that looks like. Kind of like a Torx, it just has more points. And we're gonna need the 10 millimeter version of this. All right, so remove this bolt. All right, that's what it looks like. It's got a little washer. And just do the same thing on the other side, pop the cap off, remove that bolt as well. I'll put a link to the set I use in the description below. All right, now we're just gonna move the seat all the way forward so we can reach the ones on the back side. All right, if we come in the back seat, we can see we got a similar setup back here. So this cap is missing. This one's just on super loose. So it's supposed to have another cap over there. But after you remove it, you can see same two bolts. Remove both of these. And because your wrench probably won't fit in here because it's such a tight space, I'm gonna show you a little trick. The neck of this, like most of your sockets, is actually the exact size of a 10 millimeter. Can fit on just like that. Now you can fit it in there and use this right here. To give you the torque you need to loosen it. All right, once we have both of those removed, we're going to lower this seat forward. I'm gonna go ahead and move it back some so it clears our steering wheel because we're just gonna tip the whole thing backwards. Now you can see it's really light and easy just to push it right here. We're gonna tip it all the way back into the back seat and let it rest back there. All right, beautiful. Now we have some more vacuuming we can do. All right, so this is our battery cover. If nobody has ever been under here before, there's some perforated tabs on here that you'll probably have to rip or cut open, but somebody has obviously been here before. So I'm just going to open that up, tuck it under there to get access. Now we have one T25 bolt we need to remove. That thing was attached to the top of our battery cover that we now have to take off. All right, so there's two clips on this side too. You just have to reach in underneath pull up on the little buckle and it will release the tension so that you can lift that back over. All four corners. Tight little space, but after you open all four of them, you should be able to get the cover off. Set that over there so you can kind of see what this clip looked like. Just came up on top and then you push the buckle down. So that's how you'll reinstall it. Now under here, here's your battery finally. So here is our little vent tube. Just gotta carefully disconnect that. So here's our little voltage connector. You just push down this little tab. You pull it off to disconnect it. Just tuck him down here out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and remove our negative ground now. Just as a 10 millimeter nut on here. Just gonna loosen him and disconnect this. Just a little extra step I like to take when messing with batteries. I 3D printed these things that fit over the terminals so I can block them off so we don't accidentally make a connection again. So after I pull this off, I go ahead and drop that over on the terminal so that even if I accidentally drop this, it can't make contact. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen our positive terminal now. All right, I just stuck this terminal inside a leather glove and some additional security so it doesn't touch anything. All right, now there are two brackets securing the battery. Here is one bracket and there's a 10 millimeter bolt there. And over here is the other bracket. So let's remove these two brackets. Just a small extension here. Take our bracket out. All right, yeah. Kind of gets hung up on some of this stuff down here. Now you can see that part is getting stuck on this wire, so let me move that. All right, so that is what the bracket looks like. It is now out. For the other bracket, the whole head of it is 10 millimeters. All right, so luckily this one has handles. If it didn't, it would be a super pain to get out because these things are heavy. So I'm just gonna wrestle with it, pull it out. We'll have to drop our new one back in there in the same orientation, our positive over here on the right. Okay, here's our brand new AGM H8 sized battery. You can see it's the same as what we took out. Now, these always have this little plug right here. So you need to make sure that you pay attention because these batteries do vent and they can vent on either side because some cars have the little vent hose on the different sides. Just gotta pull the little cap off of the corner here and we vent on the opposite side. So I'm just gonna use this to plug the vent on that side of the battery because we're gonna hook our vent line up to this side. So you can see the old one. The old one here also has a little cap on that side. And I'll just put my little negative protector on there. All right, now I just gotta lift this beast up and put it back in. All right, it's in. It wasn't that bad. You can see that there's a little stopper over here on the left. So if I slide the battery to the right, I'm just gonna slide it all the way to the left until it hits that and then push it back in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my brackets back in. All right, just tighten him down. All right, this other bracket, I'm gonna get it in place and just start it by hand a little bit. I put my vent line back in here. Put our positive line back on first. Just work him back and forth. Let's Make sure it's all the way seated, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this back up. All right, just double check, make sure that's not going anywhere. Now for our positive side, or negative side, I'm gonna drop him in here and just try to make a quick contact. And then make sure the heat is all the way down, secured, and then tighten that nut. All right, after he's tight, don't forget to put our little voltage connector back on. And there you go, you have a brand new battery. Now we just gotta put the case back on and put everything back together. Get him back in, re-secure all of these snaps on all four corners. Don't forget the T25 to reattach our little air duct piece and make sure it is snapped in securely to where the air comes out. All right, then there's little tabs around the edge that just tuck under the carpet. So just go ahead and tuck this panel back in everywhere. All right, tilt the seat back down, make sure it's aligned. There's two pegs back there that'll fall into the holes when the holes for the bolts line up correctly. I'm just gonna hand start all of the bolts in the front and back before tightening them down, just to make sure everything lines up correctly. All right, I have this set that has stubby versions of this, and I'll put a link to this guy from Amazon in the description. But with the stubby one, you can access the rear ones a lot easier. You're gonna wanna torque these to 37 foot-pounds. With the stubby bit, a swivel, and a couple extensions, you should be able to get to them with a torque wrench. So let's torque this down. All right, we got it torqued down. Snapped my one plastic cap back in place. Now we can go all the way back and torque the front bolts. All right, that's it, guys. The battery is replaced. Hope this was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Lots of Porsche content on the channel, including this Cayenne Turbo. So check it out. We'll see you on the next video.